During IShowSpeed's highly anticipated trip to China, no city surprised him more than Chongqing. Its cyberpunk architectural style, the ubiquitous aroma of hot pot, and the neon lights flickering at night have made Chongqing the most viral presence in his footage, winning countless fans for the city. As China's largest municipality directly under the central government, Chongqing lacks the neat grid layouts of plain cities. Instead, it has built a vertical forest, growing upwards with steel and concrete among the mountains. It may not have the broad horizons of coastal metropolises, but the water vapor from the confluence of two rivers and the neon lights blend to create a night view more stunning than any cyberpunk movie. Unlike the orderly symmetry of northern cities, Chongqing seamlessly merges the spiciness of hot pot, the riverside folksiness of docks, and the technological vibe of skyscrapers in its crisscrossing streets and alleys. Chongqing's cyberpunk is never a deliberately imitated sci-fi set, it is the survival wisdom of mountain dwellers, competing for land with heaven, amid rugged terrain, and the unique urban gene born from the collision of tradition and modernity. Today, let's step into this fantasy city that left IShowSpeed in awe, and explore Chongqing. The core of cyberpunk lies in the subversion and reconstruction of space, and Chongqing has been born with this gene. Nestled against mountains and thriving on them, Chongqing's mountainous area accounts for 75% of its total land. Far from hindering its development, these peaks have outlined a unique 8D three-dimensional landscape for Chongqing, presenting a romantic and beautiful sense of space. The first floor you think you're on might be someone else's 18th floor. After climbing an uphill road, you look up to find an overpass spanning the sky, you step into an old alley, and a turn leads you into the shadow of a skyscraper. This three-dimensional, urban structure is more impactful than any sci-fi movie set. The light rail passing through a building is undoubtedly Chongqing's most iconic cyber moment. When planning Line 3 of the light rail in 1998, to avoid dense residential areas and reduce demolition costs, engineers boldly proposed the design of a station within a building, allowing the light rail track to pass through the 8th floor of a residential building. A 20-centimeter thick sound insulation layer separates the track from the building, ensuring no disturbance to residents while achieving perfect integration of transportation and architecture. From 7 to 2300 hours every day, a light rail passes through the opening of the residential building with a soft whoosh every 2 minutes on average. This scene of symbiosis between life and transportation is not a deliberately created cyber landscape, but the crystallization of mountain dwellers' wisdom to adapt to local conditions. If light rail is Chongqing's air arteries, then the crisscrossing overpasses, footbridges, and escalators are the city's three-dimensional blood vessels. In Chongqing, losing GPS signal is not a joke, but a common occurrence. Even more amazing is Chongqing's vertical transportation. The Crown Escalator, 112 meters long with a 30-degree incline, is Asia's second longest single-section inclined escalator. It takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds to complete the ride, connecting Liangluku Light Rail Station and Kayuanba Railway Station. It allows passengers to cross from the ground to mid-air without climbing steep slopes. Chongqing's architecture is the most intuitive embodiment of cyberpunk's collision between old and new. Hongya Cave, a cluster of stilted buildings built along the mountainside, maximizes the magical vibe of traditional architecture plus modern light and shadow. The 11-story building has no foundation at all, relying entirely on wooden structures and steel supports to take root on the cliff, making it a veritable castle in the air. At night, bright lights illuminate the staggered stilted buildings, endowing the century-old structure with a cyberpunk, light and shadow heartbeat, as if the animated world of Hayao Miyazaki has stepped into reality. In Jiangbezui, Chongqing's tallest building, Raffles City, showcases the tough core of cyberpunk. This super-urban complex composed of 8 towers integrates residences, offices, and commerce, bearing striking similarities to Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. The Crystal Corridor, on top spans 4 towers, 250 meters above the ground. Once rated as China's ugliest building, number 1, Raffles City, at 354 meters tall, with a design shaped like a ship sailing through storms, remains Chongqing's most luxurious and fashionable new landmark. Many people perceive cyberpunk as cold, technological, and lifeless, but Chongqing's cyberpunk hides the most fiery riverside folksiness. Chongqing people's love for hotpot is like the cyber world's reliance on energy, omnipresent and indispensable. In Chongqing, you can enjoy authentic hotpot both in top-floor restaurants of skyscrapers and small eateries in old alleys. Chongqing's late-night hotpot takes this cyber folksiness to the extreme. Hotpot stalls by the river are brightly lit, the river breeze blows, carrying water vapor and the aroma of hotpot. Diners sit at tables by the river, eating hotpot while admiring the night view, as light rails pass over distant bridges, leaving streaks of light on the water. This tough exterior plus soft core trait gives Chongqing's cyberpunk more vitality. Chongqing people's personalities are just like Chongqing's hotpot, fiery on the surface, soft at heart. This riverside hospitality is most evident in Chongqing's taxi drivers. Every taxi driver in Chongqing is a living map who can take you the fastest route. They are also Chongqing cultural promoters, recommending the most authentic hotpot, the liveliest night markets, and the most beautiful night views. If you're a foreign tourist, they will even tell you about Chongqing's history, allowing you to feel the city's charm in a short ride. Chongqing's cyberpunk is not formed by chance, but stems from its unique cultural genes. Chongqing is a city born by water and thriving because of ports. Dock culture is its most primitive cultural gene. Merchants, boatmen, and porters gathered here, bringing different cultures, customs, and cuisines. The openness and tolerance of dock culture have made Chongqing a non-exclusive city. No matter where you come from, you can find a sense of belonging here. In modern times, the tolerance of dock culture has made Chongqing a city that embraces new things. From the design of light rail passing through buildings to the rise of internet celebrity economy, from the development of esports industry to the construction of cultural and creative parks, Chongqing has always embraced new technologies, cultures, and lifestyles with an open mind. This tolerance is the foundation of Chongqing's cyberpunk style. High mountains and steep slopes, every step is a hurdle, is a true portrayal of Chongqing people's life, and it has shaped their mountain culture of perseverance and competing for land with heaven. To survive in mountainous areas, Chongqing people have learned to adapt to local conditions. Without flat land, they built stilted buildings along mountains. Without highways, they dug tunnels through mountains. Without railways, they erected elevated light rails. This never-give-up spirit has enabled Chongqing to build a modern metropolis amid harsh natural conditions. Chongqing's charm lies not only in its cyberpunk exterior but also in its vibrant core. Here, you can find the technological vibe of skyscrapers and the folksiness of old alleys, the splendor of neon lights and the spiciness of hot pot, the complexity of transportation and the warmth of human kindness. Chongqing's cyberpunk is never a deliberately imitated sci-fi set, it is the survival wisdom of mountain dwellers, competing for land with heaven, the unique spark from the collision of tradition and modernity, and the innovative driving force from the integration of diverse cultures. When the first ray of sunlight shines on the Yangtze River, when the first wisp of smoke rises from small noodle shops in old alleys, and when the whistle of light rails breaks the morning tranquility, a new day begins in Chongqing. Its cyber story continues, and its riverside legend is still being written.